Hello everyone, welcome back to 21 CFR Part 211 Guidelines. Today we are going to discuss about Subpart E, Control of Components and Drug Product Containers and Closures. Subpart E, Subpart E having 21180, 21182, 21184, 21186, 21187, 21189, 21194. So today we are going to discuss about all these things. First one is 21180, General Requirements. There shall be written procedures describing in sufficient detail the receipt, identification, storage, handling, sampling, testing, and approval or rejection of components and drug product containers and closures. Such written procedures shall be followed. So, what it is saying means each and every receipt of the material which are coming into pharmaceutical, we have to maintain certain standard operating procedures, which includes how to handle and after how to do sampling and how to test and whether it's approval or rejection. So these are the life cycle of the receipt and testing, sampling and testing, and approval of rejection. And B, components and drug product containers and closures shall at all times be handled and stored in a manner to prevent contamination. So means segregation and handling of the sampling and testings. C, bagged or boxed components of drug product containers or closures shall be stored off the floor and suitably spaced to permit cleaning and inspection. So what I said is we have to maintain a segregated manner whenever people doing cleaning at surrounding area, it not influence the contamination or mix-ups. Each container or grouping of containers for components or drug product containers or closure shall be identified with a distinctive code for each lot in each shipment received. This code shall be used in recording the disposition of each lot. Each lot shall be appropriately identified as to its status, like quarantine, approved, or rejected. Means we have to maintain a proper labeling system and status boards, like whether it's under test or quarantine or under receipt or under approval or rejected, like that. Next is 21182, receipt and storage of untested components, drug product containers and closures. Upon receipt and before acceptance, each container or grouping of containers of components, drug product containers and closure shall be examined visually for appropriate labeling as to contents, container damage or broken seals and contamination. This is very clear. So this is a we have to verify once we receive any material, we have to check whether it's damaged or proper labeling system and broken status or any contamination, like that. B, components, drug product containers and closures shall be stored under quarantine until they have been tested or examined as appropriate and released. Storage within the area shall conform to the requirements of 21180. Once section A completed, we have to wait for until release. Two 1186, use of approved components, drug product containers and closures. Components, drug product containers and closures approved for use shall be rotated so that the oldest approved stock is used first. Deviation from this requirement is permitted if such deviation is temporary and appropriate. Means FIFO, first expiry, first out. 21187. Retesting of approved components, drug product containers and closures. Components, drug product containers and closures shall be retested or re-examined as appropriate for identity, strength, quality and purity, and approved or rejected by the quality control unit in accordance with 21184 as necessary. Example, after storage for long periods or after exposure to air, heat or other conditions that might adversely affect the component, drug product container or closure. So what is 21184 is we going to discuss. 21189, rejected components, drug product containers and closures. Rejected components, drug product containers and closures shall be identified and controlled under a quarantine system designed to prevent their use in manufacturing or processing operations for which they are unsuitable. This is very important to ensure. Once received, sample testing completed. If you any obstacles in the testing results, if your quality control unit rejected the material, we have to maintain a segregated manner. Two 1194, drug product containers and closures. Drug product containers and closures shall not be reactive, additive or absorptive so as to alter the safety, identity, strength, quality or purity of the drug beyond the official or established requirements. B. Container closure system shall provide adequate protection against foreseeable external factors in storage and use that can cause deterioration or contamination of the drug product. C. Drug product containers and closures shall be clean and, where indicated by the nature of the drug, sterilized and processed to remove pyrogenic properties to assure that they are suitable for their intended use. Standards or specifications, methods of testing and, where indicated, methods of cleaning, sterilizing and processing to remove pyrogenic properties shall be written and followed for drug product containers and closures. Now we are going to discuss about 21184, testing and approval or rejection of components, drug product containers and closures. In that, A. Each lot of components, drug product containers and closures shall be withheld from use until the lot has been sampled, tested or examined as appropriate and released for use by the quality control unit. So once received the materials to warehouse, we have to wait for its use. After receipt, we have to ensure whether the received material undamaged and documentation and sampled followed by tested, and if test result is fine, compliance means approved, then we have to release for its intended use. B. Representative samples of each shipment of each lot shall be collected for testing or examination. So we may receive different lots of shipments. So we have to take each sample from each shipment. The number of containers to be sampled and the amount of material to be taken from each container shall be based upon appropriate criteria, such as a statistical criteria for component variability, confidence levels and degree of precision desired, the past quality history of the supplier and the quantity needed for analysis and reserve where required by 211170. So we have to maintain in such standard operating procedure as per our requirement how many samples we have to test and do. C. Samples shall be collected in accordance with the following procedures. So what we discussed before this, we have to know about all these 6 points to how many samples we have to collect. Like number 1, the containers of components selected shall be cleaned where necessary by appropriate means The container shall be opened, sampled, and resealed in a manner designed to prevent contamination of their contents and contamination of other components. Drug product containers or closures. Third, sterile equipment and aseptic sampling techniques shall be used when necessary. If it is necessary to sample a component from the top, middle, and bottom of its container, such sample subdivisions shall not be compositated for testing. 5. Sample containers shall be identified so that the following information can be determined: name of the material sampled, the lot number, the container from which the sample was taken, the date on which the sample was taken, and the name of the person who collected the sample. It's a very important point. And point number 6, containers from which samples have been taken shall be marked to show that samples have been removed from them. This one also very important. D. Samples shall be examined and tested as follows. At least one test shall be conducted to verify the identity of each component of a drug product. Specific identity test, if they exist, shall be used. Number 2. Each component shall be tested for conformity with all appropriate written specifications for purity, strength, and quality. In lieu of such testing by the manufacturer, a report of analysis may be accepted from the supplier of a component, provided that at least one specific identity test is conducted on such component by the manufacturer, and provided that the manufacturer establishes the reliability of the supplier's analysis through appropriate validation of the supplier's test results at appropriate intervals. 3. Containers and closures shall be tested for conformance with all appropriate written procedures. In lieu of such testing by the manufacturer, a certificate of testing may be accepted from the supplier, provided that at least a visual identification is conducted on such containers closures by the manufacturer, and provided that the manufacturer establishes the reliability of the supplier test results through appropriate validation of the supplier test results at appropriate intervals. When appropriate components shall be microscopically examined. Okay. Number 5. Each lot of a component, drug product container, or closure that is liable to contamination with fifth insect infestation or other extraneous adulterant shall be examined against established specification for such contamination. Each lot of a component, drug product container, or closure that is liable to microbiological contamination that is objectionable in view of its intended use shall be subjected to microbiological test before use. E. Any lot of components, drug product containers, or closures that meets the appropriate written specifications of identity, strength, quality, and purity, and related tests under paragraph D of this section may be approved and released for use. Any lot of such material that does not meet such a specification shall be rejected. Questions and answers. Please express your concerns on this tutorial and post your comments. We do feel happy if you like this session, and please subscribe to PBS India. Thank you.